Okay, so the gauntlet's really been thrown down, hasn't it? Can an AI-generated video, like, truly stand up to a massive $100 million Hollywood blockbuster?
Yeah, exactly.
And we're not just talking, flashy visuals. We mean proper professional production quality, stuff that can actually slot into a real studio pipeline.
Right, that's the core of it now. It's less about can AI make movies and more about, well, which AI platform is creating stuff that's genuinely practical. Something stunning, yeah, but also ready to be seen globally.
Hmm.
So today we're putting three of the big ones, Sora 2, VO3, and Runway Gen-4, we're really putting them to the test, the cinematic test.
And our mission here really is to cut through all the hype. What we need to figure out is which one offers that perfect mix. The crazy realism, the smooth 4K output, and those critical production features professionals actually need. This is our deep dive into the tech behind this whole $100 million video idea.
And it's crucial, I think, to look beyond just the demo reels. What does the output actually mean for, say, an editor or a studio trying to manage assets or even the distributors?
Yeah, good point.
These tools, I mean, they're rewriting the rules for creating media, and each one has a pretty distinct specialty.
Okay, let's maybe lay the land a bit first. These aren't just like simple apps or filters you download.
No, far from it.
These are the latest generation platforms designed to, create, edit, even polish video. They're really blurring the lines between reality and digital creation.
And when you look at who's behind them, we're talking the giants, the big players in AI,
Yep.
and they're all tackling this problem slightly differently.
Right. So who are the main contenders again?
Okay, first up, you've got Sora 2 from OpenAI.
OpenAI, right?
Their defining thing, it's raw, hyper-realistic fidelity. They are laser-focused on pushing visual quality to the absolute limit, trying to make scenes that feel, well, almost impossible to tell apart from live-action footage. They're the visual maximalists here.
Okay, maximum visuals. Then there's Runway Gen-4. Runway's been around, a favorite for editors for a while, right?
Exactly. And that history really shows in their focus. Runway Gen-4 is all about production efficiency. It's built for professional workflows. It cares about integration, utility, not just the raw output power. It understands the editing room.
Got it. Workflow king. And the third, VO3.
VO3, yeah, that's Google's entry. And they're positioning themselves by aiming for balance. Versatility is their game, offering a pretty compelling mix of realism and creative control.
So useful for different kinds of projects.
Right. Useful for detailed storytelling, but also maybe for faster prototyping. They're trying to be the adaptable tool that appeals to the broadest range of creators, kind of bridging that gap between pure fidelity and pure efficiency.
Okay, all right, let's unpack that. These specializations sound good on paper, but how do they actually play out? What are the real-world pain points when you're trying to deliver a huge production? Let's start with Sora 2, the fidelity king you called it. The demos are incredible. Lifelike people, amazing landscapes, the lighting effects. It's just, wow.
It is astonishing. But, and this is a big but, here's the practical hurdle that kind of stops it from just taking over everything immediately. Raw power means raw data. Massive file sizes. See, Sora's models, they have these incredibly long context windows. That means the AI understands continuity, physics, characters over really long, complex scenes.
It sounds good.
It is good for the visuals, but that level of detail means a single scene, just one high-fidelity scene, could spit out tens, maybe even hundreds of gigabytes of raw video data.
Hundreds of gigs for one scene. Wow. Okay, but if the quality's that high, why is the file size such a killer?
Well, think about a whole movie, a professional pipeline.
Yeah.
You're suddenly dealing with potentially petabytes of data. That's thousands of terabytes. And every single gigabyte costs money. Cloud storage isn't free. Transferring those huge files between different post-production teams, maybe globally, that takes time and bandwidth. Rendering takes more power.
So it creates bottlenecks everywhere.
Exactly. It's visually spectacular, but it can be practically cumbersome because it hasn't really been optimized for, the distribution reality.
That's a massive trade-off. It's like being handed the most perfect film negative ever, but you need a completely custom, super expensive lab just to develop it.
That's a great analogy.
And this is where Runway Gen-4, with its focus on efficiency, this is where it really starts to look smart because it gets that distribution problem, right?
Precisely. Runway Gen-4 operates on the principle that a film isn't successful unless people can actually watch it easily.
Makes sense.
So their development is heavily weighted towards production utility. They know raw beauty is kind of useless if the file is a nightmare to edit or distribute. They're aiming for true, smooth 4K exports that actually work well with the compression standards the industry already uses.
Okay, compression friendly.
Yeah.
What does that actually mean for, say, an editor sitting down with the file?
It means the output file is designed to maintain its quality, even when it's converted into common formats like H.264 or maybe ProRes. The formats editors actually use and rely on day to day.
Right.
So it might give you this theoretically perfect image, but if all that amazing detail just vanishes or turns into blocky artifacts when you compress it for streaming, well, the initial value is kind of lost, isn't it?
Yeah.
Runway focuses on holding up after compression, making it more of a plug-and-play asset for the editor.
And they boast about lip sync, too. That's got to be huge. Anyone who's done post-production knows fixing bad lip sync is just agony.
Oh, it absolutely is. It eats up so much time and budget. Traditionally, that meant specialized tools, maybe even frame-by-frame manual tweaking. It's painful.
So Runway claims to fix that.
Their claim is incredibly accurate lip sync, essentially eliminating those expensive, time-consuming hours. That speaks directly to a producer or editor worried about hitting deadlines and staying within budget.
Okay, but hang on. Perfect lip sync.
Mm-hmm.
Does it handle really complex stuff? Like, imagine a scene with 5 people talking over each other, maybe in a specific dialect, or someone doing complex facial expressions while talking. Is that efficiency hiding a potential creative limitation we haven't hit yet?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? That's the critical challenge. Runway is probably phenomenal with standard, clear dialogue right now, but the next step is maintaining that accuracy with rapid cuts, overlapping speech, different accents, maybe even singing.
Edge cases.
Always edge cases. But Runway is ahead because it's targeting production readiness from the start. Its focus means, like, if a director needs to quickly ADR a single line in a scene, Runway aims to deliver a file that just slots right in seamlessly. Whereas that super high-fidelity Sora output might need days of complex pipeline work just to integrate that one change.
Wow. Okay, that really crystallizes it.
Right.
Maximum visual data versus practical workflow solution.
Yeah.
Got it. Now let's bring VO3 back in. The versatile bridge. How does it stand out? Is it just good enough at both things?
Well, I think VO3's real strength is in its control. It gives you enough realism to look good, definitely. But its design allows for more flexibility in terms of cinematic style.
How so?
It offers creators more granular control over the virtual camera, for instance. You can adjust the virtual lens choice, the depth of field, the camera movement more easily.
So directing the AI camera.
Exactly, which means a filmmaker can choose. Do they want fast-paced action cuts? Or maybe slow atmospheric shots? VO aims to let them achieve either style without needing a whole different platform. It's more adaptable.
So it's less about just the image quality itself and more about the director's ability to control how that image behaves, how the scene is shot.
Precisely. VO3 kind of acknowledges that not every project needs the absolute maximum, potentially unmanageable fidelity of Sora, and maybe not every project fits neatly into the high-volume studio pipeline that Runway excels at. It's trying to offer the most customizable experience, maybe particularly for like an independent creator or a smaller team that really values that adaptability. It's balancing performance with versatility.
Okay, this is where it gets really fascinating for me. This whole competition, it really highlights this massive trend.
Yeah.
Convergence, yes, but also specialization within generative media. The market seems to be dividing itself up pretty aggressively based on who it's trying to serve.
It is fascinating. And what's cool is how this competition pushes everything forward. Sora 2, by chasing that pure fidelity, it sets this incredibly high bar for visual quality. Everyone else has to react to that. But then Runway Gen-4, with its dedication to the practical stuff, file sizes, integration, lip sync, it's actively shaping the infrastructure of how AI filmmaking will actually work day to day.
It feels like AI is moving beyond just being a tool for like brainstorming ideas or generating assets.
Yeah.
And becoming more like an active creative partner, one that actually understands the nuts and bolts, the practical demands of a whole production pipeline.
That's exactly the professional impact, an AI that delivers stunning visuals and makes a whole production process smoother, faster, cheaper. That's not just a gimmick, that's a game changer.
Potentially making AI-driven filmmaking the norm, not the exception.
It could become an economic necessity, honestly. Just think about the cost savings on fixing lip sync alone, multiplied across an entire film or TV series.
But doesn't this efficiency, this streamlining, raise some tricky questions about creative control, especially when you mention Runway automatically optimizing for things like H.264 compression?
Yeah.
If the AI is constantly trying to make the output fit, industry standards for efficient distribution, how does a filmmaker keep their unique artistic vision intact? What if they want something that doesn't compress well?
That is the core tension, absolutely. And it's something the industry is going to be wrestling with for years. Is the AI just optimizing the technical aspects for efficiency, or is it starting to make subtle, or maybe not so subtle, creative choices for you?
Like a default setting you can't turn off.
Kind of. Imagine a filmmaker wants a really specific, grainy, high data look, something that deliberately fights against smooth compression. Does the AI, in its quest to be production ready, automatically smooth that out, undermining the director's intent?
So the AI becomes this silent collaborator.
A powerful one, yeah, whose own biases, if you want to call them that, are baked into its optimization algorithms. The moment optimization becomes automatic, artistic compromise potentially enters the equation.
The competition suddenly isn't just about the tools themselves, is it? It's about which philosophy of filmmaking wins out. Raw, uncompromised artistic data, or optimized, efficient professional output.
Exactly. And that brings us right back to the $100 million video challenge. The implications here are massive because these tools are being adopted fast. The battle lines seem drawn. Maximum sensory impact with Sora 2 versus maximum professional utility with Runway Gen-4.
With VO3 sitting there, appealing to maybe the largest group in the middle, the hybrid creators.
Potentially, yes. It could capture a huge swath of the market that needs a bit of both worlds.
Okay, so wrapping this up,
Yeah.
here's the big question we want to leave you, the listener, with. In this world where AI can churn out blockbuster-level visuals, maybe even optimize them perfectly for Netflix, what is the irreplaceable value of the human filmmaker? Is it just about writing the initial prompt? Is it the final editorial decisions? Or is there something crucial in deciding when to push back, when to resist the AI's drive towards perfect optimization?
That's a deep one. And thinking about these three platforms, Sora 2, Runway Gen-4, VO3, which one do you think is best positioned right now to actually deliver that successful, distributable $100 million video?
Let us know what you think. Find us on our social channels and tell us your take.